everybody. This is Dave Nazi over here at Next Level. How you doing? Today we're going to have a really nice inspired by lesson today in a cool style and blues rock format and sound that I grew up just really appreciating, and involves a flanger pedal. So this is the flanger that I'm using to accomplish this sound today, and I wanted to show you this not just for a product demonstration, but look at where the knobs are set. We got to get our sounds, and this is the best way that we accomplish that. So we've got the manual set right about here. We've got the width just about in the middle, and we have our speed and or our rate. Looks like that's holding strong at about like 1 o'clock, and then we've got that right about at noon. But you know, there's a little bit of variance between these, and you're still going to get all of the same sounds and tones that are accomplished in this style and or this inspired by lesson. So that's kind of cool. We're going to put a little bit of effect in our day today. So let's just dive right in, talk about the scales we're going to use, the chords that we need to establish the sound, and some of the key ingredients to accomplish this. So we'll just go right into it.
Basil?
We need a little oregano, some basil. Yeah, the cooking ingredients. That's what we're doing today.
Ingredients.
Sugars and sweetness. Okay, so everybody, click on the link you see below. It's your moment of zen. It's in that YouTube text box right where I'm pointing. If you click on that link below, you'll get a video, a free video that is not available on YouTube. It comes with a coinciding ebook, free, as well as the video that's free, and it's got all kinds of great information in that ebook, things that you need in your playing every single day, and all you got to do is just click that link. E minor pentatonic. This is a blues lesson. We know where we're going with this, but we got to outline it. Now I'm going to leave that flanger pedal on. Now if you don't have a flanger pedal, phaser pedals will accomplish this kind of overall sound. You really don't even need a pedal, but it just makes me look cooler if I have the pedal when I try this lesson, and that's kind of the whole point of it. I need assistance sometimes, right? So we're using the flanger pedal to have the effect. What's cool about having an effect on a blues kind of style or solo play is you can milk certain things that you characteristically might not be able to do if you were with a dry sound. And that's kind of nice, because with this scale, you know, we all do these bends all the time. But it kind of has that different, pull to it where it feels like it's gonna, just get right up in your face and be really aggressive. Almost an underwater kind of effect. But it's just really nice sounding, and it's different. It's a change of pace with our style of play, and we need to change things up so we play different all the time, and we feel inspired to do different things. So within this, we're going to outline one chord that I really, really like. It's this type of an E minor chord where we incorporate some of these higher notes here. Right? Really nice sound. Sometimes we can even just do this, and we're going to accomplish it. Hit that low note perfectly fine. So we've got the first position pentatonic. I think I might do a little bit of melody play outlining this position pentatonic. So you can kind of hear what's going on here. Everything is going to resolve to an E, and everything is going to give me that real unique characteristic with the flange. So I have this kind of a play here. I'm going to think. Now I'm going to keep that repeating. Moving it around, taking really nice melodic ideas and not sticking in one spot. That's the most important thing with this idea. Here's another cool chord that with this tone and with this sound will sound nice. Really, really dark sounding. I've got my pinky on an E note, my first finger on F sharp, and I'm going to let my G string ring open. Lick with this flanger pedal. So I've got this bent up, I'm going to strike my E with an upstroke. I'm going to pull off from D to B. And then hit that low string. Now, what's the common theme going on here? We got the flanger to help the sound, but the E is ringing constantly over everything that we're doing. So if you've got a fixed tailpiece, I gotta say, you can accomplish hitting a bend and then the low string much easier than I can. Mine floats a little bit with my Floyd Rose. Listen to what happens when I go like this. Yeah, it just gets all, ugh. Right? That was ugly. It sounded like a car crash. So I gotta watch that a little bit when I play with this tailpiece. So if I want to do that, notice how I'm muting everything low here, because if my low string is ringing out, I'm gonna get that change in pitch, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm muting out here, bending up, I finish the lick, and I go to my low string. That's a big thing with a floating tailpiece and or a Floyd Rose to make sure this lesson will play for you. So using these chords, I can create these long droning kind of all of this really nice play. So, what I would say to practice this, which is kind of cool, is hit out a chord and try to see if you can get to that comfortable spot within the pentatonic scale that you play in often to start with, and then you can evenly, right on that one, get back into playing some rhythm and go back and forth between the two. Recreate the situation of being in a band, you know, all by yourself, all in your bedroom or wherever you're practicing these things, and just go for it and keep the jam happening. Okay, so here's some licks that you can play that will be perfect, and we're going to cover a couple of different positions here. We're going to cover the higher octave of that first position pentatonic, the lower position, and some single string stuff, and you'll be able to insert it with these chords, and you'll be good to go to keep that jam continuous. So let's talk about some of these licks. First one that I want to do is kind of based off of what we just did a moment ago, where we bent up here. Really let that be affected. Again, we talked about muting here. I like the feel of that. That's slightly different than sliding. Hit that low one there. That's a great lick to play there. Any of these bends here off the high string, where we get some two note bends in there. Those are great, really aggressive, and they sound nice. What's going on there, I'm going to turn my body a little bit this way so you can see. What I've got is, look at my first finger. This is what I wanted to show. A lot of people ask me this. How can I come off of a huge bend and not hear any of the other strings when my tension is being released within that bend? Well, look at my first finger and look at the angle as far as how far over it is blocking right here. That's what I wanted to point out. So if I turn back around this way, it looks as though I'm fretting it along with the rest of them. But what's really happening is it's not pushing down so much on this 13th fret, but it's dampening as it comes down to make sure that it's not going to make any noise off that third string. Now, when we do a two-string bend, we've got two notes tucked under this third finger right here. And this is going to be the B string and the high E. We're tucked under there. And I feel I get a better dissonance to the lick, or the bend itself rather, if I'm doing an upstroke. And then it's just, you know, rounded off by a single bend, which is one of the notes that we were just, you know, straining on the guitar there. So it sounds really cool, and it kind of gives a sense of resolution. Another fun lick to play in this kind of style. Really, traditionally, you heard a lot of these things. Now, let's see. I'm going to jam out a little bit, and then we're going to see what happens in this first position and see what we can kind of get there. Now that's really simple. I'm gonna trill that. the tones off the guitar that are going to make this effect really work for you and not against you. That's kind of what we're thinking of. A lot of these higher ones, if you're noticing, accomplish that because they cut really well with that effect. Some single string lines that work really, really great on the guitar. In this particular style, it sounds just like this. Some nice single lines on one string. And we can get really drastic and crank on some of these guys and they create really cool melody. So, you know what? I'm going to play this out for you. I hope you enjoyed this inspired by lesson today. One of my favorite guitar players, blues guitar with an effect. It's kind of really what we got going on here. We're focusing on the higher register of our pentatonic scales, some real extreme kind of bending to make sure that those notes cut through, and we're applying chords throughout the whole jam. So, you know what? Go to the website, everybody. I hope you dug this lesson. There are many more just like it. nextlevelguitar.com. Thank you so much. I'm going to play this out, and I will see you next time.